Namaskar, welcome to this edition of News Bulletin. Have a look on the headlines. Honorable Union Minister of State for Steel, Mr. Vishnu Dev Sai, inaugurates Digidhan Mela organized by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. RSP bags national level Ispat Suraksha Puraskar. And program on presentation skills in domestic inquiry held. And now the news in detail. Mr. Vishnu Dev Sai, Honorable Union Minister of State for Steel, arrived at Rourkela on 30th afternoon to attend the Digidhan Mela organized by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant in association with local banks. He was accorded a warm welcome at the airstrip by Mr. Ashwini Kumar, CEO RSP, Ms. Monisha Banerjee, ADM Rourkela, Mr. P.K. Pradhan, ED P&A, Mr. Subhendra Das, ED Works, Mr. Parmanand Sahu, ED MM, Mr. Rajiv Agarwal, ED Projects, Mr. Ramendra Kumar, DGM PR and COC, and other senior officers of RSP as well as senior officers of Government of Odisha. The Honorable Minister was given a guard of honour by the CISF personnel at the airstrip. On his arrival at Rourkela House, he was given a guard of honour by the Odisha police personnel. The Honorable Minister inaugurated the Digidhan Mela held at Bhanja Bhavan and addressed the gathering. Thereafter, he went around the Mela and interacted with the people. Awards were presented to the winners of the various competitions organized to mark the occasion. During the Digidhan Mela, local banks and service providers from Rourkela created awareness about digital payment options. They put up stalls to demonstrate the operation of different modes of digital payment methods and assisted and educated the visitors in utilizing digital payment technology. There were also vendor outlets which accepted digital payment at the venue. It may be mentioned here that from December 2016, SAIL RSP has gone cashless and all payments to RSP at different points like Ispat General Hospital, town services and guest houses are only being accepted in the digital mode. All the payments made by RSP are also being carried out in cashless mode. A function was organized to felicitate Coal and Coke Zone and Steel and CCM Zone for attaining zero fatality for the year 2015 and 2016 respectively at ED Works Conference Hall on 27th March. Mr. Subhendra Das, ED Works, handed over the Ispat Suraksha Puraskar to Mr. B. Patnaik, GM Coal and Coke, and Mr. G. Banerjee, GM SMS2 for their respective departments. It is worth mentioning here that the Joint Committee on Safety, Health and Environment in the Steel Industry JCSSI organized a grand function at Ranchi on 19th March to confer the award to the plants registering free from fatal accidents. In the function, RSP bagged 2 prizes in the zero fatality category in Coal and Coke Zone and Steel and CCM Zone. It may be noted that Ispat Suraksha Puraskar competitions are being organized to recognize safety performance of plants, specific operational zones and mines collieries which have been free from any fatal accident during a given time period. A workshop on presentation skills in domestic inquiry was organized by Personnel Department at HRD on 28th March. Mr. P.K. Pradhan, ED P&A, graced the inaugural session as chief guest and inaugurated the workshop. Mr. R. Khan, GM P&A, was the guest of honor. In all, 33 executives representing 21 departments of RSP attended the program. Addressing the gathering, Mr. Pradhan commended the efforts of Personnel Department in taking initiative to hone the presentation skills of the frontline executives while dealing with domestic inquiry. Referring to the sensitive nature of the procedure, Mr. Pradhan exhorted the participants to be thorough with the rules and procedures and make unbiased judgments and statements with respect to the cases. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Khan highlighted the importance of natural justice in domestic inquiry and urged the participants to work towards it under the purview of the given guidelines. The one-day workshop included sessions on concept of discipline and relevance of disciplinary management in the steel industry, standing orders, CDA rules, disciplinary procedures, domestic inquiry process, role of presenting an inquiry officer in domestic inquiry. It also had interactive sessions on experiential sharing. Ms. Shashwati Tripathi, DGM Personnel, TETS and Inquiry, welcomed the gathering and also coordinated the program with the help of personnel from HRD and Personnel Department. And with this, we come to the end of this edition of News Bulletin. Namaskar.